guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have 5 of my top eyeshadow palettes. So they're completely affordable as well, so don't worry, they're not high end, they're completely like high street, and then there's one that's you have to get online, but it's not too expensive. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is actually from Superdrug. It's $10.99 in Superdrug and it's by Gosh, if I can open it. So it's a palette that looks like this. There's matte shades and then shimmery shades here. The shimmery shades are actually really pigmented, and they're so soft. Like that's the white one, then we got the yellow one, and got the rose goldy kind of colour one. Like they're really quite pigmented. They are a bit stubborn to blend. They don't blend the best, but it is blendable. You know, if you try and keep going at it with like a round brush, you will get there, don't you worry. So I will say with this that if you do want a shimmery colour to stay all day, use like an eye primer or a concealer before you put it on so it has something to stick to it. It has a mirror in it, which is really good, and it's a really decent sized mirror as well, which is really good. And there's not actually too much fallout with these. I had more fallout with Maybelline's, whatever they're called, the Nudes palette. This actually doesn't have that much fallout. It's really good, and at $10.99 it works out as £1.22 per shade, so it's not too expensive. You know, the whole thing of $10.99, it is the second most expensive palette I have in this video, but it is really good for just those everyday early uni morning starts. I just whacked this on and went out the house. So at number 4 is this one. This is the Sleek palette. This is in Vintage Romance and it's their I Define palettes. Vintage Romance is a very kind of wintry palette, I would say. I don't use all the shades in here. I don't really use the purple and the blue, or I haven't for a while. Adam actually used this palette in the video My Boyfriend Does My Makeup. I will put like a little card up one of these corners. I can't tell which one it is, but I will put that there for you guys to go and watch it. It's hilarious. I like using the metallic shades, like the gold and silver, for base colours. So in Boots this is $8.99, which works out as 74p per shade, which is really good. But obviously, unlike the Gosh palette, they're circles, so you don't get as much product as the Gosh palette does. Really lovely metallic shades, they are really cool. Sleek palettes, if you guys didn't know, are suitable for vegetarians, but not for vegans. There is a bit of fallout with these. This is the only thing I find with Sleek, is that there is quite a bit of fallout, but the shades are very pigmented again, so like, you know, they're quite a in-your-face colour, and the black is sparkly and it's your brush. Like, you can see the sparkles in the black. I just really like that, you know. Small things infuse small minds, but I do really like it. So, you know, I wouldn't say that I would buy this shadow palette again. Like, this would probably be the first and last time I will buy this, but it is a really good one for winter, autumn and pink smoky eyes. I like them. So the next palette that I have is another Sleek I Define palette. This is the original 594. So this palette that I have here is basically my out of the ordinary look palette, because I don't have any shades that are any similar to these at all. I bought this because I watch Gabriella, so Velvet Ghost, for any of you who don't know, I'll leave her channel link below anyway. I've watched Gabby for so many years, and recently she's been doing this thing with like makeup. She puts like a really bright colour under the eyes. I don't know if you can see, it's a lot brighter like in real life than it is on camera, but it's just a bit of blue, which I've used this shade for. I just really like doing this now. You know, Gabby has inspired me to do this. These shadows have really great pigment. They've got pearlescent shades as well, so you know, they have different reflect bits of colour. Look at that colour. They're such a nice idea to just have like a pop of colour in your makeup. As you can see, my makeup's quite plain until we put the bit of blue underneath. So again, $8.99 and 74p per shade. So the next one, which is actually placed number 2, it's not number 1, and I think this is what will surprise people, is my Morphe palette. I love this palette because the shades are just beyond amazing. The reason why it's not number 1 though is because the amount of fallout. This is the 35F Fall Into Frost palette by Morphe. How gorgeous are these shades? They are literally life. They are so beautiful. I got mine from eBay because on Morphe, post and package is quite ridiculous, in my opinion anyway. It's stupid. On morphebrushes.com, which is the Morphe website, it's $22.99 in American dollars. So on eBay, I got mine for about £20, British pounds, and post and packaging was like £2. So it's like I'm paying for the palette, but not the ridiculous delivery charge that Morphe charges. It's insane. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like £20. I don't even think I'm exaggerating here. I think it was like £20. So yeah, I bought it for about £22 on eBay. It's an actual Morphe one, like it's not a random one, it's actually Morphe palette. If I can find the buyer that I bought it from, I'll let you know, and I'll leave it down below. If I can't, you know, it won't be there, so that's why. Great autumn winter shades like these are so cute, and they're so nice to have on. Like, they're just so creamy and so nice to touch. Like, it just feels like very velvety to touch. They're so nice, and I love that they do have a line of matte shades. All the matte shades here are way too dark for my skin. Like, that's the closest one, and that's still way too dark. So I only use these really to blend out if I don't have anything else in my makeup bag. But the black is really good for like a smoky effect. Like, that black is permanent, like it stays on your skin so well. So they're very highly pigmented. They last a lot longer if you use a primer. Personally, I use the Urban Decay eye primer, the original one, and they don't ever crease with that. They stay on all day, and they're so bright all day. Like, it's definitely a really good investment to get like an Urban Decay eye primer. If you guys can't afford an Urban Decay primer, like, I completely understand, they are quite expensive. I would suggest like using a concealer, because they're like similar, like kind of tackiness, and they probably won't last as long as the primer from Urban Decay, but they will last a long time with concealer. The top colours as well, I like to double up as highlighters sometimes. Like, this shade here is just so nice. It's like, what drew me to this one was the pink and purpley shades, and the fact that they've got so many different golds in here, because I love a gold eyeshadow. I love it. It works out actually as 82p per shade. So when you do put into perspective how many shades you get and how much it is for the price of the palette, 82p per shade, that's like nothing, and this will last so long as well. So my favourite eyeshadow will probably shock quite a lot of you. So this palette is from Superdrug. It is £8, and you get 32 shades, which works out as 25p per shade. I've hit pan in quite a few of these shades, especially that one. This palette I love. You know, it's £8, it's cheap, it's by Revolution, it's from Superdrug. It's a bit stiff to get the shades out because they're all matte, which actually is making it quite hard for me to swatch them too, but it just looks like dirty fingers, doesn't it? I wear this palette mainly every day. I think this is the palette that I've used the most out of all of them. So normally with this, it creates a really nice eye look, I think, and it's really nice if you put like a base colour as like a glitter. So you're using the sleek palettes and you use gold for the lid or silver for the lid, and then you kind of blend them out with these. So I really like this colour for the base if you're not going for a gold or a silver look. I really like this colour here. This colour I use for the crease, which is actually a really nice colour for my skin tone, and then this for the outer corner. The black in this as well is actually really good to use. I have kind of touched upon these two colours here to make like a black smoky eye look. I kind of stay away from most of the colours, that's the only thing. I use this colour for a transition shade, so I was trying to think of the name of that. I've used like a few of these in the past as a transition shade as well. They blend really nicely. There's not a huge deal of fallout, but for how much it is, how many shadows you get, 25p per shade is pretty good. So that is the end of the video, guys. Every link for every palette is listed below in the description box, so if you do want to go and buy any of these, just go down there and click the link and you will be all set. Remember to give it a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Remember to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you soon in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye!